Guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. So guys, I want to be here real quick and I want to talk about the new immigration goals for 2022 to 2024. I'm sure a lot of you have had the chance to look at the numbers that were tabled to the Canadian Parliament a week or so ago. So I want to talk about that, and I also want to tell you what I think about that and my advice, my unsolicited advice for you. So please watch this video to the end. And yeah, so guys, have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have, thank you so much guys for your support. If you need my immigration services, guys, I don't have agents anywhere in the world or here in Canada, so please head on to my website www.milalaimmigrationservices.ca and book that consultation with me. Okay, all right guys, so you know, we know that there were projections about, you know, immigration numbers for 2020 to 2022, but we also know that the pandemic happened, so most of those goals were not reached. But now we've seen the numbers rise. So in 2020 the Canadian government was not able to achieve the projected numbers of people that they wanted to bring here as immigrants. Okay, so we know that in 2020 they brought about 300,000 immigrants in 2020, and that was short of their projections. But we saw that number rise significantly in 2021, whereby they were able to bring a total of 401 immigrants in Canada, and out of that 401,000, 240,000, that is 62% of that, were new permanent residents who came through the economic classes of immigration. Which are the economic classes of immigration? Those are programs that go through the express entry or the provincial nominations or the pilot programs. Okay guys, so but guess what, in 2021 we still had the pandemic, and we realized that most of these people, the 62% who came here, were already in Canada as either international students or temporary foreign workers. You know, a lot of people still ask me, so why does Canada continue needing immigrants like this? Is it like people don't stay when they come, or is there like a mass exodus, or what happens to these people? And I just want to point out at this point that immigration has become the primary source of population growth in Canada. And presently, 40% of Canadians who are already here are immigrants or children of immigrants. Okay, so in order to be able to support the economy and the labor market, this number has to rise, because, you know, as long as the economy is growing, population has to grow, and that's why we continuously need immigrants in this country. Okay, so enough of that little education guys. So let us see the projections, the new numbers for 2022 and 2024. It's a good time right now because the borders are open and the pandemic is almost behind us. I hope it is behind us. So let us see the numbers that have been released. So IRCC released these numbers. Of course, they are quite ambitious, but they think that these are the numbers that are needed for economic recovery and post-pandemic growth over the next few years. Okay, for 2022, this current year, they're planning to bring 431,000 permanent residents. In 2023, they're planning to bring 447,000 PRs, and 2024 they're planning to bring 451,000 permanent residents. Okay, and out of these numbers that we just talked about here, 60% are going to be directed towards the economic classes of immigration that we just talked about. Okay guys, that is going to be the main driving factor, because we say that they are looking to grow the economy. So 60% are going to be skilled workers. Okay guys, that is you and you and you. I can see you guys there. Okay, and then they will continue. The 40%, the remaining 40% is going to continue to focus on, number one, family reunification. What is family reunification to you? It means spouses and children, okay, spouses and children of people who are already here in Canada through any of the classes. And believe me, majority of them, they are here through the economic classes of immigration. So you realize that it's still a continuation of the economic classes, because now that is trying to bring the family members of the people who immigrated here through the economic classes. Okay guys, so that is you. So we're talking of parents, grandparents, spouse, or sponsorships, children sponsorships, etc, etc. Okay. The other one that I want you to really pay attention to is called talent retention. These guys are going to ensure that they retain talent that is already in Canada. Okay, how are they going? Who are these people? These are people who are already here as students or temporary foreign workers. Do you see where we are heading? So again, a lot of emphasis on temporary foreign workers and international students who are here. Canadian government is working hard to make sure that these people don't go back to their countries. Then of course they're going to also target Francophone immigration. So these are people who can speak French and English, not necessarily just French, because majority of the people who speak French, they head to Quebec. But if you speak English and French, you're bilingual, then they want to attract those people outside of Quebec. And of course, last but not least, they also want to focus on the vulnerable populations and refugees. So there's a lot of refugee settlements. As we can see right now, they're bringing people from Afghanistan, and they've continued to bring people from all over the world who have needed to be resettled as refugees, or those ones who are already in Canada seeking asylum. Okay, so that is their goal. Okay, but guys, what do I think? What are my thoughts? And what should you take advantage of? This is my unsolicited advice for you. From what we've looked at here, a majority of the people who will come to this country are skilled. Is that you? They continue to look for skilled workers. They are looking for quality immigrants who are going to be able to grow this country. Okay? And you realize that the economic classes usually come through the express entry. But we all know what's happening with the express entry. Right now, it's kind of suspended. They're going to unsuspend it soon. But with that suspension, even if we put that suspension aside, in an ideal situation, you realize that the CRS core has gone crazy up. Okay, just 2 years ago, people were getting ITAs with 450, 454s, but the last ITAs that were issued, I think they were at 470. So what are your chances of getting a 474 or a 478? They're quite slim for a lot of people, unless you fall within a certain demographic of under 30, master's degree, highest language. Okay, so because of that limitation, I feel that the future, a lot of people are missing out, and they need to focus on how they can bridge the gap to the express entry. Okay, you need to focus on how to bridge that gap for express entry. Otherwise, a lot of people are just going to get into the express entry to expire there. And when I mean expire, it's not themselves, it's, you know, the profiles. And the longer you stay in the express entry without an ITA, you're just wasting your time, and time is very valuable when it comes to Canadian immigration. Okay, you cannot afford to sit there and waste a birthday and another birthday and another birthday, because each birthday costs you 5 points. Okay guys, so you need then to focus on international students. I feel very strongly like a lot of people who will be able to settle in this country in the future, they are going to come through international studies. The other majority of people who will actually be able to immigrate into this country for the next while, people who focus on provincial nominations, whichever provincial nomination, please check how the provincial nominations work and see where your kind of talent is in demand, because provincial nominations, they've continued to invite people during this pandemic. and they are every day they are evolving, and they are focusing on the labor shortages of those provinces. So majority of the people who will also come will come through provincial nominations. Number 3, majority of the people who will come here are also going to be bilingual. Yes, so they're going to be bilingual. So guys, what am I challenging you on? I'm challenging you on to see that as much as you want to process your express entry, if you don't think that you get that ITA, please apply for coming here as an international student, or get French, or focus on a provincial nomination. Okay, and I know a lot of people have fear for international studies because of course they cost a lot of money, and other people, they're afraid of getting refused a study permit, and that happens. And you know what, there's nothing we can do, because we can sit here and assure you that you'll get a study permit, but you can do a good application that gives you better chances to getting that study permit. Okay guys, and you get it fine. You're able to bridge that gap. If you don't get it, it's not a crime. To be denied a study permit is not a crime. And I want people to be very confident that you can apply for a study permit 3, 4, 5 times, and maybe the fifth one is going to be admitted. But we tend to lose hope so fast. That's what I've seen with human nature. The moment you're denied the first study permit, you're like, oh my God, I will never get through. Someone said, is Canada designed for the rich? I get those emails every day. I think Canada is designed for the determined. That's my answer. Because people are like, oh, I think Canada is only designed for the rich people. Canada is designed for the determined and people who are ready to come up with a strategy. And that's why I always tell you, please reach out to me, send me an email, book a consultation, and let us come up with a strategy that is going to ensure your success. Anyway, guys, okay, so those are the things that I feel you should be focusing on today for you to be able to participate in this competitive scope. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of people there's a lot of competition when it comes to Canadian immigration. No lies, okay? But I've also seen a lot of success, especially with international students. They are really trying to bring a diverse group of international students. I know I come from Africa, and Africa has always been challenged with getting international study permits. But believe you me, a lot of people are getting study permits. It just depends on how well you justify your application, guys. Okay, so guys, you have the numbers and you have my thoughts. I wish you nothing but the best, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.